Welcome back. This is Early Starters, and if you are just joining us, the major focus for the day has been can the creation of new political party solve numerous problems in Nigeria? To join the conversation, please call us via our studio line 0706 143 or join the conversation on our Facebook live at Opportune TV. So I'm going to be taking us through the major stories for the day, and we'll be starting with the Inspector General of Police, Kayode Egbetokun, has stressed the need for a strategic and progressive approach to modern policing, urging officers to align with ongoing reforms to enhance operational effectiveness. Speaking at the decoration ceremony of 20 Assistant Inspectors General of Police and 19 Commissioners of Police in Abuja, Agbetoko emphasized professionalism, accountability, and service as core values to a modern police institution. He reminded the newly promoted officers that their leadership directly impacts the morale of their subordinates and urged them to lead by example, uphold discipline, and ensure fairness in all their dealings. The IGP also underscored the importance of accountability, stating that public trust is a privilege that must be earned and protected.
As you take on these new roles, I urge you to lead by example, set the standard for discipline, ethics, and dedication, uphold justice, take decisive decisions, and act decisively against misconduct and ensure fairness in all your dealings. Embrace accountability. Remember that public trust is a privilege that must be earned and protected. Modern policing requires a strategic and progressive approach. Our vision for the force is built on four fundamental pillars: proactive policing, anticipate and prevent crime rather than merely react to it; intelligence led and technology driven policing, leverage data and intelligence for precision in law enforcement; community partnership, strengthen trust and collaboration between the police and the public; enhance the welfare and capacity development; equip and empower officers to perform at their best. To achieve these goals, I urge you to align with our ongoing reforms aimed at enhancing the operational effectiveness of the force. Let us work together to build a modern professional police force that embodies excellence, accountability, and service to the people.
Yoruba people will say, "Eshinwaju niteyin wusare." Are you ready to serve us? Are you ready to be accountable? Are you ready to uphold what is called trust, public trust, and the creative mind inside of you that you need to serve us diligently and not come to create chaos in the end. Enough of police brutality is what we have been crying, doing a loud outcry over. We want our youth to be in safe hands, and not that we have your subordinates fight us unnecessarily and start punishing us for the sins that we did not commit, the offenses that we did not commit. You are just holding us. And bring your phone, let me see what's going on there. We shouldn't continue to see something of this nature. So you need to re-sensitize the police officers. They need to do better. So moving forward this morning, the Senate Committee on Ethics and Privileges has officially closed the sexual harassment petition filed by Senator Natasha Akpoti Uduaghan of Kogi Central against Senate President Godswill Akpabio. The committee, chaired by Senator Neda Imaswen, ruled that the petition was invalid as it did not meet Senate procedural requirement. Additionally, it cited Senate Order 47, which prevents deliberation on matters already before a court. Senator Akpochi Uduaghan, who is currently serving a 6-month suspension over alleged misconduct, had accused Akpabio of sexual harassment and indecent conduct. A counsel, Dr. Abiola Akinyode, requested Imaswan's recusal, arguing that he had earlier dismissed the case as dead on arrival. The committee, however, maintained that the matter is now sub judice and will not be entertained by the Senate.
But let me tell you, and I use the word dead on arrival, that case that came before us, the first petition that came, is not this petition. That petition was signed by distinguished Senator Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan. Contrary to our rules, you cannot sign your own petition. 2, a petition that came before us did not even have an address. Contrary to our rules, that petition shouldn't have been entertained. Because you are a learned counsel, submit a case, submit your own petition to court, and don't sign it. They will throw it out. Whether you use the word dead on arrival or not, they will throw it out. We are lawyers here, so we understand that. In any case, from the position that I can see you are taking, it means the whole Senate is biased. Because the whole Senate witnessed what happened on the floor. They witnessed it. And so, I don't know what ad hoc committee you're going to now constitute that is not aware of what has been going on. 2, learned respondent has just told us, and I'm sure you have the case file and index number in front of you, that this matter is before a law court. And I will address that. And we'll address that by our rule book, which says Order 47. And I will read on record. Senate should not receive or deliberate on any matter to which actions are pending in any court of law. Senate should not receive or deliberate on any matter to which actions are pending in any court of law. This is our rule book, Senate Standing Orders 2023 as amended. And I'm glad you said you have had the opportunity to read this rule book. Therefore, based on 2 things. 1, the petitioner said he would not speak to his petition because the Senate is biased, or I'm biased, or the committee is biased. 2, the respondent has just told us, and the papers are before you, that this case is before a competent court of law. Therefore, this committee will allow a court of law that will not be biased to handle this matter. Therefore, this matter is closed here at the Senate and is adjourned.
And that is why we're saying that until when we read that the rule of this house and that constitution, that's when we can say that we have fair hearing and justice in this regard. In this regard, what the petitioner had said is that based on that press briefing, whether it was before Natasha was sent out of the National Assembly or not, gives an impression that the chairman of the committee has a particular understanding of this issue and could be said to be biased, on that issue, with due respect, sir. And that is what my client is raising. Now, my client had raised one more point, that in the petition that he had put before you, sir, that the petition had said is going to bring the principal witness, Senator Natasha, as one of the witnesses to speak on this issue. And we are aware that the Senate had made a decision on where she can come and where she cannot come. And so that is why we are saying we are ready to proceed. An oath has been taken. We have our witnesses ready. And the principal witness is Senator Natasha. So we don't also want people to go ahead and think that we deliberately came here, we have been called on serious. We have been called serious, some names here, that we deliberately came here to come and stalemate here. No, that is not our intention. Our intention is that if we are going to proceed, we think the chair of the committee should please step down from this conversation to allow for fairness and justice in in accordance with the constitution of this country, because we can give evidence. Premium Times, March 5th, Arise, it was also recorded. We have several documentary evidence to show that at a point in time, the chair had said, dead or an arrival, she has no case to answer, and other things, sir. Thank you.
That's Abiola, Dr. Abiola Akinyode, the counsel of Natasha Akpoti, speaking over the sudden suspension. It's not even the suspension, the dismissal of the case by the committee set up to look into the ongoing sexual harassment. And what I picked from what she said is that this case has been declared dead on arrival, even getting before it got to this point. And the committee should just be fair and just and not take sides. And they should even act, because this involves the Senate president, and it shouldn't be something that will automatically kill the voice of other women, because declaring this is not really fair. Let's see why you have declared it. Well, Imasren said, and I quote, he said that since the case is at the court of law, that there is no need for them to sit, to preside over the case anymore. Well, Ezekwesili has given a valid point, and other women are speaking up now. A lot of organizations are speaking up as regards this sexual harassment. Well, we look forward to the judgment of the parliamentary, that's the IPU committee, and we look forward to what will be the end of this case, because it shouldn't just end at the table of the Chairman Senate Committee on Ethics and Privileges. Let's see justice prevail. Moving forward on education, the federal government has launched 50 locally authored textbooks to tackle the shortage of quality academic materials in Nigerian universities and colleges. The initiative, under the Tertiary Education Trust Fund Higher Education Book Development Intervention Project, was unveiled by Minister of Education Dr. Maruf Tunji Alausa in Abuja. Dr. Alausa noted that Nigerian tertiary institutions. Oh, I said Alausa and Alausa. Okay. This is Dr. Alausa noted that Nigerian tertiary institutions have long relied on foreign published books, putting pressure on foreign exchange. He emphasized that fostering indigenous authorship would enhance academic quality, safeguard national pride, and reduce dependence on imported materials. TED Fund Executive Secretary Ak Sonny Echono highlighted the scarcity of high-quality tertiary level textbooks as the motivation behind the initiative. Chairman of the Technical Advisory Group of TED Fund, Professor Albert Abegunde, however, detailed the subject areas covered, including medicine, engineering, agriculture, law, and entrepreneurship. Chairman of TED Fund's Board of Trustees, Alhaji Aminu Bello Masari, also reaffirms President Bola Tinubu's commitment to prioritizing education, ensuring that the sector receives sustained investment and policy support.
Over the years, TED Fund has become a veritable source of assured funds for desired intervention at the tertiary level of education in the country. This was made possible due to the commitment of President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, in ensuring that the educational sector is always given top priority under its administration. I am glad to report that the fund has consistently been discharging its obligations to its beneficiaries and stakeholders with integrity, transparency, and in total compliance with the extant rules and regulations issued from time to time by the federal government. It is in recognition of this fact that most of the stakeholders have adjudged TED Fund programs and activities are the most robust and imaginative intervention. We're building several solar power mini grids across the tertiary institution. This mini grid will generate between 2 megahertz to 12 megahertz of electricity. About 8 of them have been built and will be commissioned by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu in the next few months. If you are in one of these institutions, you can now attest to it that those institutions now have 24-hour electricity supply uninterrupted every single day. We will be building several of these mini grids in tertiary institutions as part of this 2025 intervention fund. We also have dedicated some funds available for our staff support fund that I'll be talking about in detail in the next few weeks. We also have dedicated some pot of money for food security, where we will be giving some of our University of Agriculture and Faculty of Agriculture of our tertiary institution dedicated amount of money to support mechanized farming, not for research, direct mechanized farming to produce more food for our citizens. At this juncture, I must acknowledge your unwavering support for the Honorable Minister of Education, Dr. Moruf Olatunji Alausa, for all the efforts at TETFund and for repositioning the fund to achieve maximal impact in our intervention. Greater appreciation also goes to our boss, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, who has shown a deep commitment to the advancement of education, recognizing its fundamental role in driving national growth. This commitment is reflected in the prioritization of funding and policy reforms aimed at enhancing content development and building the capacity of our public tertiary educational institutions. We want to express again our appreciation to Mr. President for his gracious approval of the 2025 disbursement guideline, which witnessed a very significant increase in allocations to our beneficiaries.
So today, I have the privilege of the public presentation and unveiling of the TETFund sponsored book to the glory of Almighty God. On this day, the 25th of March, I present publicly and unveil the TETFund sponsored book. Congratulations. Very distinguished ladies and gentlemen, we just witnessed the public presentation of the 50 books by the Honorable Minister of Education.
I will say this is a good one by TETFund, and what they have done is, in a way, will boost the economy. By patronizing indigenous authors. They won't just produce their books and not have somebody to buy. And in the case of surfing the internet, this thing is predominant because we do not, have a working library. Most of our libraries are not working. They are not really equipped with books, up-to-date books. You will go into some libraries and you will find out that this book is 1979, this is 1980. I remember then when we used to go for research and all of those things, and we had to write things and put up. And when I wanted to do my project, we called the course then research methodology. So you need to read before you even write something. But unfortunately, some of the libraries that we visited then did not have enough books. So you have to resort to soften the internet for accurate and up-to-date information about what you are researching on. And for this, in this age and time, we don't even have libraries. Do you even see libraries around?
No.
Formerly, we used to have, for every estate, there is a library. But now, even in estates, there is no library.
No library.
You just be looking
most
for
of
one.
our schools self don't encourage library. They don't have a librarian. They don't even know what a librarian
Now,
is.
schools will even give you assignments. They'll ask for tabs. They will tell you, buy a tab for your baby, buy a tab for your daughter. Almost all the students now own a tab for them to, surf the internet and do the thing. But with this right move, I think we'll give our children the reading. No, we'll bring back the reading culture for us to read and then write what we feel that is accurate from our own standpoint and what our intellect is pushing out to us. Not that you read people already written project and you feel that that's the only thing to do. But then that's no condemnation to AI.
Yeah,
AI is doing a smart job. AI is good.
No, AI has been
I tell
there.
people you are not using AI accurately if you don't know how to prompt it. If you know how to prompt it, yes, there's something called prompting. If you know how to prompt it, it will write well for you. Or the first thing you do is create a balance for yourself. Write your own. You need your own idea. Do something better. Then give it to AI to do the adjustment. And thank God on one of our programs on Monday, Moment with Tykins, an educationist was brought into the studio, and she spoke about the usefulness of AI. She said it is not that using AI does not mean you are an olodo. It means that you are working smart, yes, but then you should not be reliant on it. Do your own thing and then give it to AI to develop or even to remove some statements, sentences, or errors that are not needed. So to wrap up this key story segment, let's quickly look at this very story. And it says the Senate has confirmed Sylvester Nwachukwu as Comptroller General of the Nigerian Correctional Center. His confirmation followed the presentation of a report by the chairman of the Senate Committee on Interior, Adams Oshiomhole. In his presentation, Senator Oshiomhole says the nominee was screened and found suitable for the job based on his qualifications and the fact that no petition was received questioning his competence. President of the Senate, Godswill Akpabio, however, congratulated Nwachukwu and urged him to bring to an end incidents of jailbreaks across the country.
Number one, the committee found the nominee suitable for the position of Comptroller General, CG. No petition or incriminating report was received against the nominee. Number three, the nominee possessed the requisite qualification, educational qualification, for the position of Comptroller General. Number four, the nominee displayed a high level of intelligence and showed the temerity to hold the office of Comptroller General. Five, the nominee carefully scrutinizing all the relevant documents of the nominee and due consideration of his level of meritorious exposure. The Senate Committee on Interior hereby recommend as follows. Quote, that the Senate do confirm the nomination of Mr. Nwachukwu Sylvester Ndidi, MNI MFR, as the Comptroller General, Nigeria Correctional Service.
The Senate, in the Committee of the Whole, consider the report of the Committee on Interior on the screening of Mr. President nominee for appointment as Comptroller General, Nigerian Correctional Center, and approve the nomination of Mr. Nwachukwu Sylvester Ndidi, MNI, MFR, as Comptroller General, Nigerian Correctional Services. Is this a true reflection of what transpired in the committee of the whole? Distinguished colleagues, will the Senate confirm the nomination of Mr. Nwakuche Sylvester Ndidi, MNI, MFR, for appointment as Comptroller General Nigerian Correctional Service? Those in favor say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. The nomination of Mr. Nwakuche Sylvester Ndidi, MNI, MFR, is hereby confirmed as Comptroller General Nigerian Correctional Services.
Welcome back. I've been talking about, seeing Akpabio. I've been talking about, Natasha's case and the statements by Ezekwesili. And fortunately, something came up, which is from the world of entertainment, talking about Zlatan saying that Nigerians should put an end to online begging. And I promised you that we'll be going on a short break, but when we return we'll bring you more of the stories. Early starters, we'll be right back. Stay tuned.
KG5F Security Services. We are dependable, reliable, proficient, and gallant always. KG5F Security Services, officially licensed by the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Our services include general office security, personal security, asset protection, protocol services, physical security, aviation security, loss prevention, escort protection, security patrols, and access control. We are available 24/7. KG5F Security Services also provide installation of security gadgets such as CCTV camera, alarms, special communication equipment, and so on. Gallant security personnel are needed nationwide with attractive working benefits. Contact KG5F Head Office at 45 Prince Adeyemi Street off Governors Road, Ikotun, Lagos, or our branch office 25 Yaya Baton Road, adjacent Nationwide Petrol Station, Ogba, Lagos. Call 09161514318 for inquiries. KG5F Security Services, to serve and protect.
Greetings to you, our beloved brothers and sisters in Christ, as we embrace the season of Lent. May faith, hope, and reflection guide your path. Together, we stand united in prayer and purpose as we journey towards renewal. This Lent, let your message of grace and goodwill be heard. At Opportune TV, we offer you the perfect platform to connect with our loyal